What's up, guys? Welcome to another movie club.
It's good.
You already know Dasheen, Nunnie, the ugly one.
The ugly guy.
We have one of my favorite comedians, Patrick Lawler, right here.
Yeah.
And last week, I don't know if you all tuned in. A bunch of you guys did. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys leave comments from now on. Let us know what you guys like, what you don't. I know a couple of you all reached out to me personally. But this week, we checked out another one, which I think all of us are pretty torn on right now. And it was Solo.
A Star Wars
story. Yeah. So I know I'm going to kind of let Pat dive into this because I know Pat has a lot of feelings on this right now.
I have a Star Wars tattoo. I don't know if you can see. That makes me an automatic authority on all things Lucasfilms, obviously. I am a pretty big Star Wars fan. I read the books when I was growing up. I've seen all the movies. I liked all of them. I even liked The Last Jedi. I remember seeing it the first time and being like, well, I don't know how I feel about this. There's a lot to digest. And I saw it again and was like, oh, I like this a lot more. So when I saw Solo the first time and was like, huh, I don't know how to feel about this. I guess I'll see it again. And then I was so bored. So bored.
He went and saw it for the second time with me. You know, he took me on a nice little date. We got some slushies together, some popcorn. It was real nice.
We held hands.
We held hands. You know, somebody was invited, but, you know, they didn't come.
I had a busy weekend. I'm sorry. But let me tell you how I feel about the movie. I, too, am very confused about how I feel. It's very conflicting. First of all, I want to say I actually do like the young man who played Han Solo, even though they said he needed an acting coach.
Oh, what was his name? I have this pulled
I
up.
forgot his name, but he wasn't as bad as people say.
Aaron Aldrich.
That guy.
Alden?
Aaron?
Something?
His name is Han Solo for now. Actually, I really did like him a lot, actually. I like Donald Glover as well, but I like everything Donald Glover does.
Dude, he didn't bother me, but I'll be honest, I feel like Donald Glover, like, really made that film in a lot of ways for me. I thought he was a perfect, what's the character's name?
Lando Calrissian.
Lando, yeah.
Did anyone else feel like he was slipping in and out of a Billy D. Williams impersonation?
I could kind of see
I
that.
think he was trying.
Not all the time,
Yeah.
but like sometimes he would like slide into the mannerisms of like, ah, it's a Billy D. Williams. I see what you're doing. I didn't get that as much with the Alden. He didn't, like, I at no point was I like, he's doing an impersonation of Harrison Ford. I was just like, oh, okay, he's a young Han Solo. I buy in.
I definitely like the inexperience of him as an actor, but also it works because it was like Han Solo's first, you know, couple of missions we're talking about. So the eagerness, the unexperience, the having that faith in people, and you seeing that, and then actually it being crushed, and it's swaying him to be the person he will be later on. I think that really was a good. That's what I really liked about the movie mostly, and of course Donald Glover charisma.
Oh, it was amazing.
Well.
He's charismatic in everything he does.
Yeah.
I will say that one thing that I did like about it is you kind of see the young Han, and you do understand like maybe where he was jaded, and like, you know, because you know he's kind of good at heart in a lot of ways. Like a lot of times he'll come and do the right thing in a lot of like the other movies, but you definitely know that he's jaded and he kind of looks out for himself, and it kind of gives that background story of like why, you know, he's become the way that he is, and I felt like that was done okay for me.
I feel like they kind of let us by the nose towards the end of the movie when, I forget her name, I forget both the actress and the character, the one with the big helmet, and there was like a reveal at the end, like you think they're a bad guy.
Darth Maul?
Not Darth Maul.
Oh, the girl.
The girl, yeah.
His
love interest.
No, not her either. Oh. The Outrider chick.
Oh, the girl.
The one that I thought was like Woody Harrelson's daughter, but was maybe not.
But she had all the freckles.
Yeah, she had all the freckles. And she like looks right at the camera and she's like, "You're not a good guy now, Mr. Han Solo, but maybe one day." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I was like, all right, come on.
They gave her the most corniest lines, like, "Oh, we're starting a rebellion." I'm like,
damn.
Do we need to do that in every freaking movie?
I think that's the problem with Disney taking over the franchise, is that they need to force feed us this content. They take the audience for a bunch of idiots, and it's like, yo,
they're not wrong.
I mean, but still, it's like, give them a little bit of credit. Like, if you have to beat somebody over the head with it, and even if they are a bunch of idiots, it's like, dude, like, let them, like, do the research and have that aha moment. Don't just, like, club them in the head with it right in the movie theater. Every part of the movie that was, like, a big piece of it, they didn't let the audience discover it. It was something where it was like, we have to make this as blatant as possible. This is the storyline, and this is why it's like
his freaking last name.
Oh, my God.
Did anyone ever care?
No.
George Lucas wrote a script, and he's not that great a writer, and he's like, this guy's always on his own. His name is Solo, and we all got it, and we were on the same page. And in this movie, the guy's like, oh, you're by yourself, are you? I guess that makes you Han Solo. I laughed. I've laughed both times in the theater.
Somebody walked out. No, while we were watching
so many people walked out of our viewing.
At that exact moment, though, somebody walked out. I actually remember that. Somebody walked out of that exact moment while we were.
It was so fucking bad.
I didn't walk out the theater mainly because I was in the theater by myself and I was really comfortable and I was eating some chicken fingers. So.
And it's not like I care about like, in the books. Bleh. It's just. That's such a I don't care about his last name. I don't care why Luke is called Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like, oh, his dad's name is Skywalker. Okay. Cool. I just assumed Han had a father.
Yeah.
And his name was Solo.
I
thought like he had like a big fan of somebody. It's like, oh, this character name was something Solo, and decided to like.
That'd have been better.
Yes, it would have been way
Literally
better.
anything would have been better than just looking at the screen and like.
Solo, like.
And I knew we were gonna get like, where did the Falcon come from, and like, where did the blaster come from, and where did those dice that nobody remembers come from?
Well, the dice thing was weird. I didn't really mind where the Millennium Falcon came from. I thought that was actually not bad writing.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me as much.
Well, that's because they took it like in the other movies. They were like, I want it in a bet, and then that's what they did.
Yeah.
And we got to see the game, I guess.
Yeah.
But and that was fine. I didn't hate it.
I'm gonna go into a theory of why Lando Calrissian portraying Han Solo later on makes so much more sense to me now.
All right.
Their whole dynamic, they don't like each other. They actually kind of hate each other.
I did like that.
And I'm like, so when you actually go back like this, oh, that's why he betrayed him, because they were actually dicks to each other, and they weren't. He like set him up with the whole car thing, and they set up each other, and they really didn't like each other, and fucked up his ship, and got his this lady his first
L3
got her killed pretty much, like fuck that, I'm all about Lando. I'm Team Lando.
Let's transition into L3. The internet is just like just a Twitter about L3. A lot of people really like her, and a lot of people hate her. There's not a lot of in the middle because, like, nuanced opinion.
All right. One, two, three. Hands up if you love. Hands down if you hate.
Well, you didn't tell us. Wait,
Exactly.
what?
Hands down if you hate.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
liked her.
Yeah. I like her feminine.
That was the arc of the story had something to do with her in it. And I'll be honest, like I liked her character, and I felt like her character.
I thought that part
really
was stupid.
I liked that part.
I liked everything up until that part. Can we talk about that? Can we just be like?
Yeah. Spoiler alert. All right, stop right now if you don't want to hear it, but it's coming right now.
All right.
Let's go.
So in the movie, the L3 gets shot, and I actually felt sad both times. And they did that in Rogue One when the robot gets shot.
Oh yeah.
I was sad. I'm like, you know what, Disney? You're making me feel bad for these robots, and I never care when the people die.
But we gotta give it to Charles Gambino, Donald Glover, for giving a good making me feel.
Oh, he did. He nailed that. He nailed that.
He definitely had it I got you.
So they're on the ship, and then they're like, we gotta get through the Kessel Run, and we need her navigational system. So they load her into the Falcon, and that's why the Falcon's ornery.
Yeah.
And I never needed that. It's an
I didn't
old
say I
ship.
needed that. I didn't need that. I like the part where she died and I felt the
that
connection
part was
to
great.
her. Yeah.
That part was great. But when they were like, we're gonna load her in the ship, and that's why the ship is so finicky. And I was like, I thought the ship was finicky because it's stupid old.
Yeah.
And it's an old jalopy in space, and that's the joke.
Yeah.
But no, it's because there's a robot that's inside, and it just. Why? I don't need that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You got a point.
And but I get, and people are like, well, now when R2 talks to the computer, it makes more sense. And I'm like, I guess.
Whatever.
Still wasn't necessary.
Just like the name thing, I don't. No, did anyone care? Did this movie need to be made? Was anyone like, oh, I really wonder what Solo was up to before?
No, I mean, I feel like Disney is definitely trying to capitalize on the series. I do feel like, though, if this movie wasn't a Star Wars movie, I would have went into it in a little bit of a different way. And I feel like I could have had a better time with it if it wasn't a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I also feel like if it wasn't a Star Wars movie, and you brought this up to me, the fact that they ended up changing directors and stuff, and if it was made maybe the right way, you know what I mean, with certain like little things change without it being so just like dumbed down for everybody. I felt like it would have been a couple small tweaks. It not being a Star Wars movie, it would have been like, it would have been a B for me.
But I also feel like, especially with movies nowadays, it's so hard to like enjoy a movie because we had too much information about all the problems that was going on. Like the fact that the guy who plays Han Solo had an acting coach for him every day.
Which is not unheard of. They do that for all movies all the time.
But that's,
I didn't
know that for that
movie.
movie.
Because it came out right after Lord and Miller left the project or got fired or whatever. Because they had their controversial cut and they were doing too much improv, and Disney was like, no, we want this to be straightforward. So they brought in Ron Howard, who's like the milquetoast of directing, and I mean he does a great job. Don't get me wrong, but like it's not. I would love to see the Lord and Miller cut of this movie. Because there's a scene where Woody Harrelson's like, he's like, I hurt my thumbs, and it's so out of place. Yeah. Because he's never cracked a joke that whole movie, and then he does, and you're like, was that a Lord and Miller? And then you do that thing where you're like, oh, is this shot? What got added? What got taken away? I mean, Ron Howard's brother was in it, so you know that scene. Yeah. Was
I guess he's the guy that like beats like makes the
robot fighting. Yeah.
It's kind of
but like to get back to what you were talking about with we knew too much and people have too much. I thought the movie was gonna be terrible. Mm-hmm. And my first watch through the movie, I just kept being like, do I hate this actor? Do I hate what he's doing? Is he a terrible Han Solo?
You kind of overthink it.
And then like 2/3 of the way through the movie, I was like, he's fine, and I've just been like overly judging him because of all the stuff that has come out before.
I think I focused too much on him.
I didn't give him a fair shake, and it would have been fine. He was great. He's fine.
Yeah. But you know, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why were they so afraid to take the? Why did they take the chance with a Thor Ragnarok movie, but they didn't take it with?
I think if that was still during transition, though, you know, like now it's full Disney reign.
No. Thor Ragnarok was 100% greenlit by Disney.
Really?
And they took a wild chance with that.
I think they're willing to take more risks with Marvel than they are with Star Wars. But episodes. What is it now? 9, 8. Episode 8 was a pretty big turn for the franchise.
Oh, absolutely.
And they pissed off a lot of fans. So I think with the Solo movie, they're like, no, just
straight
cut through the middle, just like Rogue One. Rogue One was very by the books. Like, hey, they want to see this and they want to see this.
I liked Rogue One a lot.
I did too. We all do.
I did too. I just don't want to see that movie again every year for the next 15 years.
I agree.
Give me something. Like, I liked the train heist. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was something new.
That was like the best part to me.
I liked the middle bits with like all of Kessel. Yeah. All of Kessel was great.
Yeah.
It had like a rough and tumble. Like I think they were doing a steady cam and they were like running along and Lando was sliding under shit and explosions and I was
that
like,
definitely wasn't good.
In this.
Yeah.
And then they've got the ticking clock and they get in the Falcon and they're going through Kessel, the Kessel run, and I'm like, this is great. I'm in this. Yeah. And then there was the third act of the movie I didn't give a shit about.
Yeah, then
I wanted it to
like
end,
wasted.
And it didn't.
I was like, what's the Vision doing here? Why is he in this? What's going
on?
Do
you know Paul Bettany texted Ron Howard, why am I not in this movie? So they wrote him into the movie.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, he was a great character.
Yeah, he was.
Like, that's how he got the role.
Yo, you know what I like about his character? Like, at one point, he's like all loving and embracing. And then if you fuck up, he's like, now I have to kill you, and I don't want to kill you. And I'm like, holy shit.
I like how his face would get all splotchy.
And again, his eyes would like, turn kind of red.
And his tattoos would get red.
He was actually a good character.
But you could barely see it because the cinematography was so flat and boring.
I really did like his character.
Do you think they were going for a Western look?
I don't know.
I feel like they were.
Like, all the shots were really dark and super saturated with, like, you could, like, barely see. Everything was, like, rim lit.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I think you're going for a Western. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know.
Let's talk about Chewbacca.
All right.
Chewbacca was great.
Chewbacca
and Han's relationship was great.
Yeah.
I liked all that. Han, whatever. I like saying it. I like that they addressed the thing no one cared about, why Lando refers to him as Han.
Actually, I like the way they met, too. Chewie and...
It reminded me of the Rancor scene.
Really?
From, where like they're in the dark and you don't see the monster. I didn't realize it was gonna be Chewie because I'm evidently an idiot.
I didn't think that either.
And then he comes out and I was like, well, duh.
It's funny. I don't think nobody is like, oh, Chewie's gonna come in at some point. Or maybe they were already friends. Or probably they wasn't gonna talk about it, but then it just came out of nowhere. It's like, oh, okay.
The shower scene was a little.
Yes. Like
a little weird.
It's like, what was the point of this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was. That's another thing.
Maybe, Lord Miller.
I was
maybe
gonna say,
Lord Miller.
I think, how much time do we have left? Cool.
We got plenty.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like I'm being real negative on this movie. I
honestly think no one could ever actually like this movie because of so much shit and how much we did not want this movie. So it's actually really kind of hard to be like, I like this movie. Genuinely, you like parts, you like certain things, but I think they've just set us up to not like the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been set up not to like it. It's like embedded in our heads not to like this movie. Like I've tried to, but for some reason, like I just can't because I was nitpicking at every little thing.
And at the end of the day, it's just like, does this add anything substantial to this character?
Yeah.
That I like.
Who is dead?
Love or hate the prequels, they added just a whole plethora of crap to the mythos.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, you've got this whole Darth Vader's other side, and you've got, you know, Obi-Wan's whole arc as a character, and like, it gives you a little more, and you're like, oh, okay, this adds more to the rest of the series.
Yeah, a little bit of value.
And I just didn't feel like that with Solo. I was like, he got his blaster from a guy. I don't.
Well, I feel like it kind of gave you the idea, like on the argument side of that, of like why he is the way that he is in the other films. Like, you know, how he is kind of like a good guy, but like got jaded by like, you know.
By Beckett.
Yeah.
Who I like as a character too. I like this whole first crew.
Oh, I love Beckett.
And I really feel bad for him because they haven't actually met Solo.
I forget about the forearm guy, voiced by Jon Favreau, who was just delightful. And of course, he couldn't stay in the movie because he was fun.
Him and Thea Newton's character.
She should have stayed in the movie too.
She was great, dude.
You know how much better? I heard this online. I don't remember. I wish I could give him a shout out. But someone was saying it would have been so much better if she stayed throughout the movie, and then was there at the end when Beckett like double crosses them all. Like if she had gotten double crossed too, that'd have been so much more powerful because you wouldn't have seen it coming.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, oh, I bet the door opens and Beckett comes out because it's the third act and we need a twist.
Yeah.
And not even a good twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did like that they then twisted it again.
Yeah. If they would have kept it in the whole movie and then he double crossed her or vice versa, it would have went with his whole like don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been
But
great.
then she killed herself for like nothing.
For something that we don't understand.
To show us that the bombs are explosive. Because like that moment in the film was like, look how explosive these are. That's all that served.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, I get like, oh, I'm going to save you. But I'm like, all right, but you can find a way. Like, all right, the job is fucked. Let's try again another time.
Yeah.
Like, but then she was kind of cornered, but I don't know.
I don't know. I just wish they hadn't written her out of the movie that fast. She was.
I wish they had with
I
that
don't
whole
feel
first
like
crew.
because it wasn't like Beckett was like depressed and ornery the rest of the film. He seemed to just shake her off.
Yeah, it was just like,
and I was like,
it's like
all right,
almost
so
it didn't happen.
You didn't kill her, so and he lost his whole crew.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to see him kind of grieve, kind
Yeah.
of like.
A little
But
bit.
no, it's like, all right, on to the next job.
Oh yeah, we'll do something else.
But I guess that was like their way of life. Like, you know, like they probably see now I want a Beckett movie because I want to see how he became this jaded in the sense of, oh, I've had crews before,
I don't want a Beckett movie. I want them to do something
But
new.
he was actually him fighting was like actually pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah, he was amazing.
He was fucking dope.
But you know what would be real cool? Just take a dart, throw it at a board, and make a movie about just something else. Just not because I'm sure that I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm betting that Darth Maul cameo. They're doing the Marvel thing where they're like, "Hey, remember him? Guess who he's gonna fight? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Come see Obi-Wan Kenobi next December or whatever."
Yeah.
Because we know Obi-Wan Kenobi's coming out, and
That's definitely it, 100%.
who is Darth Maul only interacted with?
What
Other than the TV show, which has
TV
he has his own
Yeah.
arc, which I'm sure they're gonna
Yeah,
ignore.
they got like the metal legs on the TV show.
He had metal
Yeah.
legs in the movie. You didn't notice him?
Wait, so this is after episode 1?
Yeah. By like a
Alright.
lot.
Oh shit!
The
Why did I think
Empire
it was-
exists.
Oh yes, you're right. Fuck. This is true. So this is.
This is
okay.
like
All right,
I don't know.
I was kind of lost right there. I was like, is this
10
before
years
episode
before
1?
New Hope, maybe less. I don't know. However long it takes Aaron Eckhart
Of-
to turn into Harrison Ford.
of the Star Wars characters, the main ones, what would be a character that you'd actually want to see a movie of? Like, who would you want to see like
Lando.
Honestly, I'd watch Donald Glover do anything for
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
full
It's
just
feature
really
length
Donald
movie.
Glover.
Maybe if he was in the movie more,
Actually, they talk about giving him a movie too.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's stories about what he did and stuff. I was like, they're giving a lot of stories about his stuff he did before, so I can see that being a movie. Then him retiring, making it a whole thing about him retiring and stuff.
That could be cool.
Because that's what remember he retired.
I'm sure they'll do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure we'll get a movie about Walrus Face and the You'll Be Dead. That guy, You'll Be Dead. Like that guy, I'm sure that duo will get their own spin-off trilogy.
True.
Directed by, Ron Howard.
I'd kind of want to see what, like, Leia, because I feel like Leia's pretty,
A young Leia? Like
Young
Natalie
Leia.
Portman? Remember? We had, no, I said Natalie Portman, my bad. What was her name again who played Princess Leia? She's dead.
Oh.
I can't believe I forgot her name, damn.
Well, now you're making me.
Carrie
Fisher.
Yes.
Damn.
But I could see a young Leia and see how she grew up. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Boo. No.
Okay.
New things. Do you
Leia.
guys
So
not
what would
want,
you-
like, I don't know. I'm tired of just, because I want to see, like, a rapid departure, or just stuff we haven't seen, or just, like, Marvel keeps it fresh because we didn't see the Black Panther for years and years, and then he got his own universe and movie, and look at all this stuff we get to explore, and look at Wakanda, and now they're going to come out with Ant-Man, he's doing all his stuff, and, like, each movie we get some new, fresh, interesting stuff. It's not just like, hey, you guys remember Iron Man? Well, here's 9 spin-offs.
Yeah.
Like, remember that throwaway line in A New Hope because George Lucas doesn't understand distance versus
I feel like
time?
Marvel has more of the catalog, though, in a way. That is more popular.
Star Wars has just as much
But
material.
I think that in popularity, I think they have it. Like, I knew who Black Panther was before going into anything because of the cartoons, because of comic books. I knew they can.
Fair, but like I think people would buy in to.
I would.
I mean, people bought into the prequels and they were terrible, but at least they were new.
I don't want to tell. I hate telling people this, but I actually like Attack of the Clones.
I mean, I don't think they're like the worst thing on earth, but I also saw them when I was like 11, so I was just like, yay, Gungans!
I don't know why, but I watched it again recently. Attack of the Clones, not all 3, just Attack of the Clones, and I was like, the second movie isn't as bad as everyone thinks.
There's a really amazing scene. I can't remember if it's in an Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, where there's a montage of Anakin like going through the desert, and it's playing the really epic Duel of the Fates or like whatever. And there's a scene where he's just talking to a Jawa next to his speeder, and it's like, and it's just like this crazy epic music, and it's just him talking to a Jawa, and I'm like, this is the most like discordant. Oh, George.
What about a Boba Fett? What about a Boba Fett?
They're doing a Boba Fett movie.
Oh, I would. Yeah, that seemed like that could be really dope.
That one makes sense because he has nothing.
Yeah,
he had
you could make a whole thing out of that.
He's just a cool-looking guy. You don't know anything about him. I'm sure he has interesting stories to tell.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Han, you knew everything you needed to know about Han in that first scene. In A New Hope.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a rough and tumble smuggler, and he shoots first and asks questions later, and he's cool and suave, and he has a dopey ship that's broken and shitty.
Yeah.
And you didn't need to know, like, oh, well, I don't know if you knew this, but there's a droid inside the ship, and that's what makes it ornery. Like, you didn't need that.
Yeah.
You're just like, Han's a cool guy, and Harrison Ford's a good actor.
I love Harrison Ford.
I am happy about one thing, though. I love the fact, now I understand why Lando portrayed you, Han Solo. Eat a dick, older Han, for what you did to my boy Lando. Lando for life.
Lando for life. All right, let's, I feel like...
Oh, wait, we didn't talk about Kira. Probably because she's the most boring character. Do you even remember Kira's the love interest? No chemistry. I didn't feel a thing.
I don't think they have chemistry. I didn't mind her as an actor. Like that, little moment at the end was like, oh, it's kind of.
I think the kid plays Solo. I think he gives more. He was giving more than what she was.
Oh, I think so too. But I just didn't. I wasn't like.
I also felt like she was supposed to be a kind of like jaded, like kind of closed off person.
From the beginning when she wasn't.
Like that's the thing. She didn't change throughout the entire movie, and we're supposed to believe that she went from being like she's like this young innocent girl that's like madly in love with him, and then she's like a sex slave maybe. And like I didn't see it. It wasn't like she like turned hard. Also, I love that he's like, I gotta get back to her, and then he turns around and she's there. And then it's like, well, there goes your motivation movie.
Yeah.
What now?
It's like, I guess we're gonna do this job.
And then he's like, I'm about to do this job to come save you. And she's like, well, I'm right here. And he's like, yeah, I'm still going to do this super dangerous job.
Like, job?
Well, at that point, they made it seem like he didn't have a choice anyways, or else he was going to get killed because he's already associated.
Well, he hadn't met the dude. I don't know. Man.
All right, well, let's rank the movie so we can get out of here. Can I go first?
Yeah, you go first. Go
ahead. From 1 to 10, I'm going to give this movie a 5. I'm sorry. I got to give it a 5. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a 5.5, mainly because of Han Solo, who played Han Solo, actually did a great job. Donald Glover, of course. And, of course, the whole second act was just great. And actually the first. It's just the third that
I didn't like the whole race scene.
Oh, no. The beginning.
The
I'm
speeder
talking about
chase.
the train.
Oh, that's still the second act.
Okay, so the second act was just the best part about the whole movie.
Yeah.
The first act is like where they set up everything and they had the speeder chase, which I kind of thought was like American Graffiti or whatever.
Yeah.
Like had some influences, but I was just like, I don't care.
I didn't really care about it either. So I'll give it a 5.5. Maybe I'll watch it again, and I'll still probably give it a 5.5, or maybe even less.
I'm gonna give it a hard 5. I think Han's performance wasn't, disappointing to me, really. I think Lando Calrissian really, like, Danny Glover, like, killed it with that. Donald.
Danny.
Danny.
Not the old guy.
My man Danny. Yeah, and I thought that would have been a very different movie. I think the second act was super solid. The third act wasn't needed, and I did like the fact that it gave me a little bit of background on why Han is the way that he is. A lot of the rest of the information was kind of useless, but I did kind of enjoy a little bit of that backstory.
I like still. I know I've said like mostly negative things, but like I think that there's a good movie under there.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's one of those things where like the sum of its parts doesn't equal what I want it to, because I liked the acting for the most part. A lot of the casting decisions were fine. And, like, it moves along, and it's exciting, and there's some new shit. But it's also, like, I don't care. I don't care about Han Solo's backstory. I just don't. It was nice seeing Chewie. I like the new actor playing Chewie. I think he does a phenomenal. I liked Warwick Davis.
Yes.
That was exciting. All one line. Glad to see him in the flick. No R2 and C-3PO. This is, I think, the first Star Wars movie without him, which is weird. But then Warwick Davis was there, so, like, technicality. I don't know. I guess, like, I want to give it, like, I'll give it 5.
Damn.
This is across the board.
It's just kind of across the board, like a very, like, it's okay.
I got one more thing. I like Beckett's, who's Woody Harrelson's first crew more than his second crew.
Oh, absolutely.
I would say that real quick.
What do you mean second crew?
Because technically his second crew was Han, Chewie, Lando, and Kira.
Yeah.
The first one was Han, Chewie, and the other two.
All right. The other thing is I don't even know who this movie is for.
Yeah.
Because like Star Wars fans are mostly mad about The Last Jedi, and then like general audiences are tired of Star Wars because it's only been 5 months.
Yeah.
I mean, they only made $100 million in the box offices, so clearly not nobody, but like comparatively.
Only a bunch of suckers watch that.
I mean, how many people walked out of our theater?
Oh, a ton.
That one dude who was like super excited about Star Wars just like gave up. Yeah. Halfway through.
His life is over. He's like, I don't know how to do a life anymore.
So I don't know who the movie. I don't know who they're trying to get with it.
It was heartless. I mean, we were kind of saying this on our way out. It was a very heartless movie.
Yeah, very corporate. Like, we got to do this. You got to do this shot. You got to do that shot. You got to give him his fucking blaster. Damn. And the music. They like frame the blaster, and it's like, who cares? It's a gun.
The dice, the blaster, everything.
I think we're out of time though. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got Nunnie. We got Pat. You know me as Mop Top. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys, if you enjoy it, share it, like it, subscribe to our channel, leave some comments below. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Next week, we got another movie ready for you guys.
We're doing Upgrade.
Bam.
Upgrade.
It's going to be fun. That's going to be a fun movie.
We're doing a hard R movie.
And I think all of us have decided to finally join Movie Club, or Movie Pass, right? Movie Pass.
Movie Club, Movie Pass.
Yeah.
Multi-pass.
Movie Pass, so that we can keep watching all these movies. So Movie Pass, if you're watching this, you should sponsor us and pay us to watch these movies for you. Hey, we love you.
Or Fandango, or anybody.
Hey, anybody who really, I'm not.
Or Adam. Hey, Disney. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, I worked for you earlier today. Thanks again, guys. We're out. We're the Movie Club. I'll check you guys out next time. Much love.